Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Strawlane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great edition of Favorite Film Friday on Critiquing with Carr. As always, if you've enjoyed this episode, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following the audio platforms, clicking a thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turn on post notifications on those platforms so you know when new episodes are released, as well as clicking that share arrow so you can continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. If you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. I say all that because on this wonderful edition of Favorite Film Friday, we're talking about the great film that is 1991's own Terminator 2 Judgment Day. But before I talk about what this film did great at and my ranking on 10 Diamond Days, we have a few things to discuss as always. Coming in hot as both the director, one of the screenwriters and producers is James Cameron. With James Cameron as one of the screenwriters is William Wisher. The cast for this movie is as follows: Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Robert Patrick. The cinematography was done by Adam Greenberg. It was edited by three people, which were Conrad Buff, Mark Goldblatt, and Richard A. Harris. The music was done by Brad Fiedel. The production companies for this film were Carol Co. Pictures, Pacific Western Productions, Lightstorm Entertainment, and Le Studio Canal. It was distributed by TriStar Pictures. It was released on July 1st of 1991 in Studio City and on July 3rd of 1991 in the United States. The runtime for this movie was 137 minutes long. The budget for this movie was between $94 and $102 million, and the box office grand total for this movie was between $519 and $520.9 million. The accolades for this movie are as follows. At the Academy Awards, Conrad Buff, Mark Goldblatt, and Richard A. Harris were nominated for Best Film Editing, and Adam Greenberg was nominated for Best Cinematography. Stan Winston and Jeff Dahn won for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Tom Johnson, Gary Rydstrom, Gary Summers, and Lee Orloff won for Best Sound Mixing. Gary Rydstrom and Gloria S. Borders won for Best Sound Editing, and Dennis Muren, Stan Winston, Gene Warren Jr., and Robert Skotak won for Best Visual Effects. At the BAFTA Awards, Joseph C. Nemec III was nominated for Best Production Design. Lee Orloff, Tom Johnson, Gary Rydstrom, and Gary Summers won for Best Sound. Stan Winston, Dennis Muren, Gene Warren Jr., and Robert Skotak won for Best Special Visual Effects. And finally, at the Japan Academy Film Prize, it was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film. And now it's time for my favorite parts, which is an list off the top 10 highest-grossing films of that year's release, being 1991. Coming number 10 was Hot Shots. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Its worldwide gross was $181.1 million, and it stars Charlie Sheen, Carrie Elwes, and Valeria Golino. Number 9 was Cape Fear. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $182.3 million. It stars Robert De Niro, Nick Nolte, and Jessica Lange. Number 8 was The Addams Family. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $191.5 million. And it stars Angelica Houston, Raul Julia, and Christopher Lloyd. Number 7 was The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $192 million. And stars Leslie Nielsen, Priscilla Presley, and George Kennedy. Number 6 was JFK. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Its worldwide gross was $205.4 million. It stars Kevin Costner, Kevin Bacon, and Tommy Lee Jones. Number 5 was The Silence of the Lambs. It was distributed by Orient Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $272.7 million. And it stars Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins, Scott Glenn, and Ted Levine. Number 4 was Hook. It was distributed by TriStar Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $300.9 million. It stars Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, and Julia Roberts. Number 3 was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Its worldwide gross was $390.5 million. It stars Kevin Costner, Morgan Freeman, and Alan Rickman. Number 2 was Beauty and the Beast. It was distributed by Walt Disney Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $424 million. And it stars Paige O'Hara, Robbie Benson, and Richard White. And coming in at number 1 as the highest-grossing film of 1991 was Terminator 2: Judgment Day. It was distributed by Sony and Carol Co. Its worldwide gross was $521 million. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Robert Patrick. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, my review of Terminator 2: Judgment Day. One of the standout aspects of Terminator 2: Judgment Day is its seamless transition from the present-day human existence to a dark and dystopian future. The film masterfully depicts a world engulfed in flames where the battle between man and machine has left humanity on the brink of extinction. This transition is made even more impactful through Linda Hamilton's powerful voiceover, providing a chilling glimpse into the dire consequences of the war. The concept of man versus machine is expertly explored in this film, particularly when executed correctly, as it is here. Unlike other futuristic movie robots that move with fluidity and grace, the robots in Terminator 2: Judgment Day are portrayed as more rigid and less mobile. This unique approach adds a sense of realism and authenticity to the film, making the robots feel more grounded and menacing. Additionally, the visual aesthetic of the film is visually striking, with Cameron's meticulous attention to detail bringing the post-apocalyptic world to life. The film's narrative revolves around the mission to prevent the T-1000 and other advanced robots from taking over the present time. The story seamlessly blends elements of action, suspense, and time travel, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats from start to finish. The bar scene where the T-800 finds clothes for his naked body remains a classic moment that showcases the film's ability to balance humor and tension. Terminator 2: Judgment Day boasts a strong ensemble cast that delivers stand-up performances. Linda Hamilton portrays Sarah Connor with a psychotic attitude, adding layers of complexity to her character. Her transformation from a rebel against the world to someone who recognizes the positive influence of the T-800 on her son John Connor is compelling to watch. Speaking of John Connor, the film presents him with a rebellion-like model, allowing the audience to connect with his journey and growth. Robert Patrick's portrayal of the T-1000 is the highlight of the film. His intense and relentless performance brings a palpable sense of danger and fear to the character, though T-1000's ability to morph and withstand damage adds an extra layer of tension to the film, making him a formidable adversary for the protagonist. Terminator 2: Judgment Day is renowned for its groundbreaking visual effects, which still hold up to this day. CGI, particularly in the scenes where the T-1000 morphs and transforms, is exceptionally well done. The scene where the T-1000 morphs back from the floor patterns of the mental hospital hallway into a security guard is a prime example of this film's impressive visual effects. The action sequences are expertly choreographed and believable, avoiding the trap of being overly exaggerated or unrealistic. The chase scene from the lab to the plant stands out as one of the film's most thrilling moments. Terminator 2: Judgment Day has left an indelible mark on the action genre. Its innovative use of technology, gripping storytelling, and well-crafted characters have set a new standard for future action films. While there are a few moments of unsufferable scenes and dialogue, the strength of the overall narrative and performances overshadow these minor flaws. In conclusion, Terminator 2: Judgment Day is a classic action film that has stood the test of time. With its engaging narrative, impressive visual effects, and memorable performances, it continues to captivate audiences decades after its release. While it may have a few brief moments of cringeworthy scenes and dialogue, the overall experience is one of thrilling excitement and emotional resonance. With all that being said about this great movie, I am proud to rank it a commendable score of 8 out of 10 on the Diamond Day scale. And with that, I leave you with this. As always, if you've enjoyed this podcast, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following on the audio platforms, clicking that thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when new episodes release, as well as clicking that share out so you can help continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. If you want other ways to stay up to date with the show, do us a favor, as always, by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. And with that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, until next time, and happy viewing.